All right, what's going on, guys? Young 46. If you haven't noticed, I've been away a little bit. So going through a little bit of burnout with WGT. So I thought I would take some time off. I did play a couple rounds today, but it's been hit or miss. Just trying to get over the feeling of not wanting to play this game. But I did read in the forums about a simpler putting method. So thought I would talk a little bit about a method I used, a while back. And it's pretty successful, and it's mostly for people who don't want to do the calculations and all that fun stuff. So this is a feel method. So, but there are some rules and things you have to adhere to in order for it to work. Now, this is an aiming point method. It's real easy. All right, it doesn't require math. It's just more feel. So we're going to talk about the different aiming points. We're going to start in reverse view. Aim point 1 would be dead straight. Okay. Aim point 2, green triangle at the bottom up against the flag. Aim point 3, green triangle in the aiming box, or in between the IN and the FT. You want to run that directly through the flag. Your next aiming point is going to be at the edge of the flag. After that, right here, with the aiming box at the edge of the hole. And then from there, it would go 2/3 of a grid, half a grid. I'm sorry, it would go 1/3 of a grid, half a grid, 2/3 of a grid, 3/4 of a grid, full grid. Okay. Same thing in this view. Aim point 1 would be dead straight. Aim point 2 would be the edge of the arrow up against the flag at the bottom. Then we have the FTIN running straight through the flag. Then we go edge of the box. Same thing. We would go 1/3 of a grid, half a grid, 2/3 of a grid, full grid. Now, sometimes you have to misding them to get them to go in. Easy way to do that. It's very easy to tell. So if it's a downhill putt and the ball is above the hole with the break, see? So it's breaking right to left in this view. So the ball is on that break side, then you ding it. Okay, same thing in this view. So if both views are the same, then we should have an aiming point that matches up with one another. And I just kind of instinctively went right here. So we can see that's an aiming point because it's up against the box. This looks very close to being half a grid. You can see right there's half a grid. That's up against. So we have two aiming points that match. So right there's our line. All right? Right there's our line. We'd hit it about right here, and it should drop. Oh. Let's give it another go. I think that was a speed issue. There you go. A little bit of a speed issue. But as you can see, it dropped. So let's go over here and look at this putt. Okay, 8.5 feet. It's uphill. Uphill, and the ball is below the hole. So this is a ding from one of our aim points in this view. Reverse view, it's below, so it's a missed ding. Right? These just happen to line up to where this is on an aim point. This is slightly off an aiming point, which would make sense if we're going to miss ding it, right? So let's try this. We're going to hit it almost 9 feet. We're going to miss ding. If we miss ding, it's going to go in the center. So we're going to miss ding late here.
Solid putt.
Okay. Didn't quite hit that speed I needed to, but it still dropped. So I don't know. Let's drop it over here. Same thing. It's uphill, so we see that the hole is above the ball, so it's a ding in this view, and it's also a ding in this view. So instantly, I want to go to one grid because it looks like it's going to be a lot of break. Looks like one grid probably correlates to 2/3 of a grid in this view. So I don't know if that's the line, but let's give it a try. Okay, so we missed just slightly. So let's make an adjustment here. Actually, I think it was probably just a speed thing. The line was actually probably correct. It's just me guesstimating speed here.
Great roll.
So I'm not calculating speed. I'm just kind of hitting it for the sake of hitting it for this video. Same thing. So here, let's take it over the lines. It's below, so we know we need to miss ding. I think we could probably just play this straight with a miss ding. This would also be a miss ding as well. So I'm just going to kind of lazy aim it. Let's go here. 9.5 feet, slight miss ding late.
Solid
Okay,
putt.
drops in the center. So something to play around with, and like I said, for the guys that don't want to sit there and calculate stuff, it's a very good method. It's not terribly speed dependent, but again, it's meant more for a drop dead weight. Maybe if you go by a foot or two, you'll still be okay depending on the distance. But again, something to play around with. As always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, be sure to do that. And if you have any questions, I am at your disposal.